My name is Mell McCracken, and I'm the executive director of No Matter What Recovery in Los Angeles, California.
Can you tell me about your own mental health journey?
My own mental health journey. I think I can identify with, the majority of Americans that have struggled with anxiety and depression on and off. And I'm also a person in recovery, which is directly linked and coincides with good mental health.
Can you tell me how you got involved with your organization?
Absolutely. Well, I would say that being a person in recovery and having walked through the experience of, suffering alone and, kind of feeling very isolated and not having a place or a space to seek help or even how to ask for help. When I actually took the initiative and was introduced to the recovery process of recovering from substances and mental health, it kind of became a passion piece and I wanted to help others, right? I didn't want other people to suffer or feel like they were alone or that mental health is a moral failing and that there are resources available. So it is my vocation in this world. It's passion and purpose for me.
So, how do you help others?
I mean, many ways, right?
Right.
That's a really big question. I guess personally and then professionally. I mean, personally, I walk alongside many others that are seeking recovery, whether that's from mental health struggles or their own personal sobriety. And then here at No Matter What, I oversee a team of very gifted and talented therapists and case managers, and operational people that really create like a whole space of healing, right? We do 360 degrees, medical stability, clinical stability, therapeutic support, group support, community support. So I would say that am the overseer of a lot of therapeutic practices and community support.
You talked a little bit about the people you work with. What is it like working with people that have a similar mission?
I mean, I love when we're all kind of aligned, right? And we
Yeah.
all have a sense of values and principle and purpose that guide us. And I have found that most people in the helping field really come into this field because they have known what the struggle, what the suffering is like. And so they in turn want to, give the light that's been gifted to them. So yeah.
And with people who are going through the process, do you see their confidence level rise as they go through it?
Absolutely. I think people, when they come into a treatment setting, whether that's addressing substance use issues or mental health, they gain deep understanding and insight, whether it's through psychoeducational groups, individual therapy sessions with like EMDR or DBT skills. People really learn how to manage their health and well-being, in a positive way that sets them on a path towards achieving their goals.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
I mean, I stay on top of it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's beautiful today. So, I'm a big hiker. I like to go out. I like to create art. Art has been a saving grace for me. And I had a wonderful art therapist who introduced that to me that art can also give you spiritual access as well as therapeutic access. So I would say that's been one of the most grounding forces in, managing my emotions or externalizing, certain situations onto a canvas or a drawing. That has been probably one of the most helpful things for me.
For me, I live with a bipolar disorder too, and I know talking to people with lived experience helps me know that I'm not alone. Do you think uh, people in recovery talking to other people in recovery is a big help?
I'm going to say that's one of the most useful tools to remain in recovery,
Yeah.
right? I think, mental health issues, even substance issues, they often go unnoticed or unseen because people learn how to really put up a front and pretend that everything is okay. And oftentimes, like the symptoms aren't really even apparent to other people because we get really good at masking or cloaking
Yeah.
ourselves or pretending. And it's hard to recognize, right? So you may not know someone is struggling, and when you get into a group setting and you engage empathy and understanding, like the shame starts to lift. People start to feel less alone. They begin to be more vulnerable, and with vulnerability comes trust, right? And I think building a foundation of trust is essential with like-minded people.
What would you say to anyone going through a tough time?
I mean, the first sentence that comes to mind is you're not alone. Like if you are a human on this planet, one of the conditions are triumphs and challenges, right? And everyone has struggles, and everyone at some time in their life has probably felt the same way as you. And it is not a human failing. It is, a human character.
And when I was doing my research, I was looking at the page, and the organization says what you treat. So, what is it like treating people with so many things going, so many things that they're going through?
Right. I consider like coming into treatment, you kind of come into treatment like you're this tangled up ball of yarn, right? And you're going to need all these different aspects of care to help you, start to make a more gradual untangling process available. And I mean, we really focus on sexualized drug use and LGBTQ issues, which minority stressors and having a community that understands what that is like, I think is really important to people. So yeah.
Where do you want to see your mission in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question. I think policy change. Like I really think like this is a global problem. Like addiction is a global problem. Undiagnosed mental health struggles is a global problem. So I'm a huge person of, education, community awareness, and kind of like town halls in certain cities that can really speak to the stigma and shame that prevents people from actually seeking help. And, cutting some of the red tape and the availability of help is really important too. I know that, we need more Medicare and Medicaid funded facilities, right? A lot of the treatment industry is privately funded, which is fine. But if you haven't been able to show up to work and you lose your job, and then, you're in the hands of Medicaid and Medicare, um, I would love to see more treatment centers open that actually can accept people without private insurance.
How can people reach out and learn more?
Well, you can go to nomatterwhatrecovery.com, and you can also reach out to me directly. I try and make myself as available as possible. My email is Mel with two L's at nomatterwhatrecovery.com.